on noise. Hello, everybody. I am the Texas Man. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and ring the bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on a single video coming out in the future here on the Texas Man channel.
I am Groot.
With me, guest starring, is my good friend, the Detroit Man.
I am Groot.
and he's just here for comedy relief. And so, of course, we're going to be talking about the film 1917. So, my good friend here and I, we just went and saw it today, along with a couple of other people. And I thought it was pretty good. Did you think it was pretty good?
I am Groot.
You're Groot. Okay. Hi, Groot. So, your response to every question I ask you is just going to be, I am Groot, right?
I am Groot.
Okay, good. So we're going to talk about positives, negatives, and then give you guys my final review score, and that'll be it for this video. So, I'm going to put so positives, honestly, I was first off thinking that this was going to be a World War I type of film. I thought it was going to be showing the grand scale of war and whatnot. And that's what I thought it was based on the trailer. And then it was going to have a little two-man mission where they're going behind enemy lines to prevent this attack from happening. And it was going to show us the world, the Great War and whatnot. And that's not exactly what we got. We actually got two soldiers that are friends, and they kind of have like a brotherly bond. And they go on this little adventure, and there's things that happen along the way, but there's no like grand scale battle that we get to see. I mean, we get a little taste of it at the end of the film, but other than that, nothing spectacular. There's no Band of Brothers, epic finale battle. There's no like Saving Private Ryan moment. There's none of that. There's no the Pacific battles or anything like that. It is about a mission and getting from a safe place, going through enemy lines, and treacherous and impossible odds, and trying to complete this mission to prevent 1,600 soldiers, British soldiers, from being killed off. And it was truly amazing. I was actually blown away by this film. So honestly, this film ended up showing a lot of the horrors of war. And this movie is rated R. This film showed the horrors of war, and it did so a great way. Instead of constantly telling the audience, this is a bad thing, and this is what happened there, and this is what happened then, it shows you stuff. This film is more about showing rather than telling. Now, there are plenty of films that can do a lot of show and tell, and they do it terribly. This film did it perfectly. You see dead bodies, and you're like, okay, this person got killed by a mortar shell. There's a tank in No Man's Land, and you're like, the thing's been bombed to death and whatnot, and it's just really good. Honestly, I highly encourage you guys, see this on the biggest screen as much as possible. This film is spectacular to see on the big screen. This is the first January movie that I have seen in a long time that was really, really good. Normally, Hollywood will dump all their garbage films in January and February, right after the Christmas holiday season, and this film was spectacular. It was a surprise. This was honestly a truly fantastic warlike film. Let's talk about, spoiler, in case you guys actually care, let's talk about that unexpected death of one of the two soldiers. When that happened, I was in shock and awe, and then I started to cry. Because I was like, it happens like not even halfway through the film. One of the two soldiers that gets sent behind enemy lines ends up getting stabbed. And I was like, is he going to get patched? Is he going to be okay? And I'm like, eventually we got to a point, I'm like, he's not going to make it. He's going to die. And I'm like, wow, what an emotional moment. Were you happy with that moment? Did you cry a little bit? Were you like, wow, this came out of nowhere? What did you think, Makai?
I am Groot.
Fair enough. This film also had the um, pleasure of being basically one camera, and it was one take. It was one shot for the whole film. This is all just shot all at once. So they had to make sure that they got everything done perfectly. There was no redos, redones, or anything. They had to do this whole 2 hour film from start to finish, no stopping, and they did a phenomenal job. Um, the film focuses basically, like I just said earlier, on two main characters, and it leads to a lot of brotherly bond moments, several emotional moments, and moments where it's like, what the literal F just happened? What is going on? It was just really, really cool. Um, the sound design for this film was top notch. Like I said, this film did a lot of showing rather than telling. So there's several. There, there are several moments in the film where nothing is being said, and it's all just about the visuals and the sound design in this film. It was spectacular. There's a lot of shocking awe moments, a lot of shit that just happens, and there's several moments in the film where I cried, and any general audience member is going to cry as well. Um, this is based on a true event, but because it's Hollywood, there are some things that have been changed around a bit to make it a little more action heavy. Um, this film had a fairly simple story, and I think they did an excellent job with it, executing it with very limited CGI. A lot of this film was practical effects. Everything that you see was built from the ground up. There are some CGI moments, and you can clearly tell when it's CGI. But in general, it was, just them. They built all the sets in the background and whatnot. And this film doesn't need a sequel. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the film starts with the two characters that we follow throughout the movie sleeping near a tree. And I thought it was interesting how they ended the film where only the one survivor of the two characters, he ends up going to a tree and he falls asleep. And that's how the movie ends. And I thought that was kind of iconic and interesting. And it was just really cool. Really well
He
done.
didn't go to sleep. More or less starting to write the letter.
Sorry, what?
He was starting to write the letter that his friend told him to his mother.
Was he? Because he's at the tree.
Why
He
do you
sits
think
down.
he pulled the pictures and papers out of his booklet?
That was his.
That was also, he combined them together so they didn't get wet.
Yes. The soldier that ends up dying by being stabbed had a wife and a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
The soldier that lives on, I don't remember their names, but the soldier that lived took those from him to keep them, and give back to his friend's wife and daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't plan on writing the letter. He's like, okay, I need a breather. I've been running around for like 2 days, and he closes his eyes and he takes a moment to breathe and quote unquote falls asleep. That's what it was supposed to be.
That was supposed to be, but
he doesn't write the letter. He doesn't write a letter to his friend's mom. We don't get to see that in the movie.
Yeah, we don't get to see that, but I think that was what it was supposed to be interpreted.
He's not writing anything. He just shows us, the audience, a picture of his friend's wife and daughter, puts it away, and then he closes his eyes. I don't. What are you talking about with writing a letter?
Well, when he was dying and he knew he was dying, he kind of asked the friend to write his mom and his sister a letter.
Yeah.
Saying blah blah blah.
Yeah, but we don't ever see him do that. He never does it, Mackay.
Yeah, he never does it, but I'm thinking that's what was implied.
It's implied that he's going to do it eventually, but the film starts with the two characters sleeping, or at least resting their eyes, right alongside a tree, and the film ends with the one that survives sleeping or resting with his eyes shut next to a tree.
Yeah. I find it more iconic. It's the same type of tree.
Yes, it was supposed to be, and I think that's really well done of how they ended it. Honestly, guys, I'm going to have a blast watching this film again. I am going to definitely own it. And I highly encourage you guys, like I said earlier, to go see the film. It's definitely a rewatch and own on DVD and Blu-ray. Unfortunately, this film did have a couple problems, and we're going to get into those right now. So, for first, this film had some releasing issues. This film was supposed to come out in October, got delayed to November. Then it got delayed from November to December. And then in some parts of the world, it got released on Christmas of 2019. And then for the general audience, it released on January 9th.
I gotta take this helmet off. It smells like pancakes.
So that's a big problem. It's like they released the film technically on Christmas of 2019, I guess, so they could get into the award season or whatever. But for the majority of people, most people have not been able to see it after January 9th. The film also forgets about past events that happen in the film. Like at the beginning of the film, one of the soldiers ends up getting. You push that off. Ends up having his hand get stabbed into some barbed wire, and it cuts into the soldier's hand, and it's like the film completely forgets about that scene happening. The scene with the French woman and the French baby, it kind of doesn't have any importance to the main plot, and I honestly didn't understand why it was in the movie. There's a lot of things that happen in this movie that are just extremely convenient.
The milk.
The milk, the fact that there's only one cow around, and yeah. And then lastly, I think a lot of people are going to go see this movie expecting some sort of World War One epic, and some people are probably going to be kind of disappointed with the fact that it wasn't that. It wasn't anything to do specifically with World War One. It was a World War One adventure, and
It's based off a true story.
I just said that. And I think people are going to go into this movie expecting some grand battles happening in World War One, and I think people are going to honestly get disappointed because none of that type of stuff happens.
The thing is with World War One, there's a lot of stalemates between the trenches. It was a lot of long wait suffering.
Yeah, I understand that, but based on the trailer, if you rewatch it again, they set it up to be some sort of mission behind enemy lines, and then based on the trailer, there was supposed to be some epic finale battle that we were going to get to see, and there is nothing like that. There's nothing epic or spectacular like, the ending of Avengers Endgame. There's nothing like that. There's no big battle sequence that you get to see, because that's not what this movie was about. And I'm glad that they stuck to what they did, and I appreciated it. And I'm honestly happy that we have a World War One movie like this. We don't get a lot of World War One or World War Two films nowadays, and when we do, I do appreciate the effort and the time they put into making those types of films.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, guys, I'm going to give the film 1917 a 9 out of 10. Okay, you want anything else? Okay, you want to add anything else in?
There's a lot I can go on about, but I'm choosing not to.
Please go ahead.
No.
Okay, what would you give the final? What would you give this film score-wise? 1 out of 10.
8.
You give it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that it?
Because it was sticking to history books and stuff like that. It did a really good job of sticking to actual events.
Well,
As best as they could.
It's based on a true event, but they changed it because, it's Hollywood. So some things happened that honestly should never have happened. Like the fact that the dude got stabbed and died. The maker of the film. Sorry, go ahead.
That's how he died in real life.
Is it?
Yes.
The filmmaker said no, he died some other way. That they never pulled the dude out of the airplane. They just let him sit there and burn. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to tell at times, I guess, with war movies, like what is fact and what is, the truth and what is, fiction. It can be a difficult thing to
determine when it's coming through word of mouth after generations.
correct. So, but still, even if you just want to push all that aside from the fact that it may or may not be historically accurate, it still was a good World War I film. So, anything else?
I do like how they actually use the real world places. The only things that they added are like for green screen or like barbed wire, the pits and stuff like that. The tank,
Mm-hmm.
like them running around, is actually in real life. During when the ground was wet, it was actually muddy outside.
A lot of practical effects, very limited CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Which I
Or
praise
in
them
green
for.
screen.
Yep. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. This has been my review of 1917. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in a week or so. I'm planning on going and seeing Underwater and also Dr. Dolittle. So look forward to those reviews coming up here on the Texas Man channel. Make sure you guys subscribe and you guys hit that bell notification button. With that, you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.
I am Groot.
Bye, guys.
So we'll be back.